Hi, this is a recorded lecture for topic A3.1 Design and Theory, and we're looking at material classification and properties. The inquiry focus for this particular topic is how do material properties and their classifications aid material selection for a specified manufacturing process or products. Please watch this video, it's really good and it gives you an understanding of the kinds of thought processes that designers go through when they're selecting materials. I will link this video in the description. The IB wants you to know a few things, and so for instance they want you to know that materials are classified based on their chemical, physical, and mechanical properties, and that you must be able to explain how and why materials are classified and discuss the advantages of classifying materials in terms of physical, chemical, and mechanical properties. In subsequent lectures, we'll talk about physical, chemical, and mechanical properties separately, but for now, I want you to just understand the definition of physical, chemical, and mechanical properties. Also from the IB, you need to be able to classify materials based on their source or origin. So you need to understand that materials are classified into natural and human-made, and this is including things like timbers, polymers, metals, glass, textiles, composites, smart materials, and biomaterials. If we're talking about classification of materials, the first big divide, the first big division that we have to think about is, are the materials natural or are they manufactured or human-made materials? So natural materials occur in the natural world. So for instance, you have things like wood. So these are trees, and this would be a natural material. In fact, these are European larch. This is a metal, this is copper, but this is native copper. So this occurs naturally as metallic copper. It is not in an ore. We also have things like stone. So you could look at a marble statue here and understand that this is a natural material. It's been altered by humans, but not chemically or mechanically. It's really just been carved. Other materials that are natural can be things like textiles. So this is cotton, and this is grown using cotton plants. We have polymers like rubber. This is natural rubber. And we have things like biomaterials. And so, for instance, this is mycelium-based packaging. So this is a biomaterial that is created by fungus. We have manufactured materials. So this is a material that does not occur naturally in the world. It is synthetic or artificial. So you can think of things like composites. So this is carbon fiber. This is actually the tail of a helicopter, of like a toy helicopter. And it is made out of carbon fiber and resins, and it's a composite. So it's made out of two different materials. We have synthetic polymers, so these are things like plastics that we get from petroleum. So PVC pipe would be an example of that, and PVC stands for polyvinyl chloride. We have non-naturally occurring metals, so this is lithium. Lithium is a metal, it does exist, but you don't find it in its metallic form on Earth unless humans have been involved. We have glass. So this is borosilicate glass. We have synthetic textiles. So this is polyester, and again, it's made of petroleum. And then we have smart materials. These are two examples of smart materials, but there are plenty of other ones. And this is a video, you should watch it. It'll give you a good understanding of what electrorheostatic and magnetorheostatic materials are. We can also classify materials based on their properties. So we would be looking at their physical, mechanical, and chemical properties. This is a material selection chart, and it's a good way for you to select different materials. There's a link here that will take you to a whole bunch of these charts, and I will include this link in the description. We have physical properties. So this is a property that is measurable, that describes the state of a material, including density, thermal expansion, thermal conductivity, melting point, electrical resistivity, and electrical conductivity. These properties tend to be the characteristics of materials that can be identified through non-destructive testing. And we're going to go through each of these when we talk about physical properties. in a separate lecture. Mechanical properties, these are properties of a material that involve the relationship between stress and strain or a reaction to an applied force. And what you're seeing here is a hardness test. We also have chemical properties. This is a property of a material that only becomes evident during and after a chemical reaction. And one of the ways that we really want to pay attention to that is food safe. If we're doing anything with food, we need to be thinking about the food safety of the containers that we're putting things in. Thank you for watching.